Yes, you can start the meeting, Tarun. We are live now.
Okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests present in this meeting. I welcome you all to the 601st meeting of the Madras Toastmasters Club. For the benefit of the guest, Toastmaster International is a non-profit organization founded by Ralph C. Smedley in the year 1924. The mission of Toastmasters International is to provide a mutually supportive and a positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. There are 4 core values of Toastmaster International, that is integrity, dedication to excellence, service to the member, and respect for the individual. There are a few rules to be followed in this meeting. I request all the speakers from refraining from talking in taboo topics like sex, religion, and politics. Since it's a virtual meeting, I request you all to mute yourself when there is a speaker speaking, so it doesn't disturb the speaker when he's speaking, he or she is speaking. I request everyone to rename their name in the following format. If you're a Toastmaster, Toastmaster space your name. If you are a role player hyphen your name. I will share 2 forms in the chat window, one for the members to mark their attendance and other for the guests to share their contact information so that our VPM can reach over to you and clear all your doubts. I enjoy the meeting. I hand over the meeting handle to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Kavita. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tarun. Let me spotlight myself. Can you please spotlight? Okay. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to, I declare open the 601st meeting of Madras Toastmasters Club. 601st meeting. So last week was a milestone meeting and we really had a great time. Hope you all enjoyed there. Without much ado, I would like to move on to the guest introduction. We do have 2 guests here. We have Muthuramalingam. So Muthuramalingam I know him as a software engineer. He used to work with me. And now I'm surprised that he's a famous YouTuber. So Muthuramalingam, can we have you on spotlights? Can we have a quick introduction about you?
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Muthuramalingam. I'm staying in Velacheri now. Previously, I was in IT industry for around 10 years. Now, as Kavita said, you can consider me as a YouTuber, but I'm a trainer now. I'm a Java and Python trainer now. So instead of taking only the trainings, I started publishing those trainings in YouTube as well in Tamil. That's the reason I believe she referred me as a YouTuber. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so hoping to see you as a member very soon, Muthu.
Yes.
I know you were a Toastmaster before, right?
Yes.
So Toastmasters is not new for you.
Yes, it is not new to me. Yes.
I hope you have a nice time. So if you're interested in table topics, I'm sure you will. Please do give your name to our table topic master for today, Toastmaster Shiva.
Okay.
The next guest for today is Paranivel. Hi, Paranivel.
Hi, Kavita. Yeah.
Can we have a quick introduction about you?
Yes, actually, I'm Paranivel. I'm living in Saidarpet, Chennai. So I'm working as an accountant in the private concern. I have qualified as MBA.
Okay, great, Paranivel. So you are in Saidarpet.
Yes.
So I was born and brought up in Saidarpet, so it's close to my heart. Hope you have a great time today. So how did you hear about Madras Toastmasters Club, Paranivel?
So one of my colleagues actually told me about this Toastmaster. So he's actually another club member in the, I think he's Porur or near somewhere else.
Okay, he's another club member, but he suggested Madras Toastmasters Club. That's very interesting.
No, he's the Madras Toastmaster only. He's working. He's a member of the club.
Okay, his name?
His name's Ram Kumar.
Okay, okay, got it. Okay, hope you have a great time. If you're interested in table topics, please do give your name to our table topic master.
Yes,
And
sir.
yeah, do we have any more guests for today? Toastmaster Suhasini? Only 2 guests, right?
Yes, only we have 2 guests, Kavita. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let's move on to the first segment. I would like to introduce our TMOD for today. Our TMOD for today is Toastmaster Dinesh. Toastmaster Dinesh is currently studying PG Diploma on Data Science and Business Analytics. His hobbies are playing football, watching movies, and learning about latest tech innovations. So I would like to hand over the control to the TMOD for today, Toastmaster Dinesh. Over to you, Dinesh.
Presiding officer, respected Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, a very good morning to one and all present here. A continuous effort to do or achieve something despite failure or difficulties. That's called perseverance. As you all know, perseverance plays an important role in everyone's life, in our daily activities. Nowadays, we live in an environment where technology develops very fast. We have become accustomed to instant satisfaction. Now, I would like to talk about an incident that happened during my college days. There I was, very tired looking on the final minutes of my football game. As the opponent team player took the ball away from the 2 yard line and he ran towards the left side of the goalpost. Now, I could have let the situation take over and not make any tackle or take the ball away from him, or let them score at the last minute of the game. But instead, I perceived that mindset in the face of a tired and a stiff player and made that game a game saving touchdown. Motivation is that spark that gets us started, yet it is our commitment that builds the foundation of our goals and crystallizes our vision. We will talk about the subject more and more as we progress during the session. Before we go ahead with the meeting, for the sake of newcomers and guests, let me tell you how a typical Toastmaster meeting is conducted. A Toastmaster meeting will be having 3 major segments. The first key segment is the prepared speech session, on which the members of the club will deliver a speech based on the Toastmasters Pathways Manual. The second most interesting session is called Table Topics, which will help us to improve our capability to speak impromptu or speak on a topic without any preparation. And the third and very most important session is called Evaluation Session, which are primarily meant to provide feedback about the speech and about the meeting. To perform this, I'm not alone. I have a TT Master, General Evaluator, and the TAC team. To brief more about the role players, we have an amazing Toastmaster who's into Toastmastering for the last 7 years. He has taken up multiple roles in the XCOM committee. He's a past president of MTC, past area director of Area H2, and current divisional director of Division H. Please help me in welcoming Toastmaster Arun.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for your wonderful introduction. Happy morning to all the Toastmasters and our distinguished guests today. While beginning of the meeting, our sergeant terms have nicely narrated about the mission of the club, where as a club, we are here to provide the learning, supporting environment, and empowering the individuals to become a proficient speakers and develop their leadership skills. As a club, how we achieve is by conducting the quality meetings every week. So as a purpose of the general evaluator, my role is here to evaluate the entire meeting segments and observe what is doing okay and what is not doing okay. To do these kind of evaluations, there are three different perspectives in a Toastmasters meeting. First one is the general evaluations, where I will be providing a very generalized feedback. I will not go into specific about a person or role, but my feedback will be more generic. And there is a second team, there is a team called a tag team, where they go into specific, what are the areas that they need to be avoided, what are the areas that they need to be improved. And I will be calling upon shortly on the tag team to describe their roles in more detail. And the third way is a kind of speech evaluators, we call them. So each evaluator will be assigned for a particular speaker and they will go in detail about the prepared speaker, how they have delivered in terms of their speech content, the speech delivery, how their project objective met, how their speech objective met. So they'll go in detail and give the specific recommendations to develop as a good speaker. So these are all the overview about three different ways of how the evaluations is happening inside a Toastmasters meeting. Now is the time for me to introduce my first team, that is the tag team. Tag team is nothing but there are three roles which we call it as a timer, an accounter, and a grammarian. Today the timer role is being played by Toastmaster Saravanan. Toastmaster Saravanan is working as a piping engineer at DOW Incorporated. His favorite pastime is reading books and playing with his kids. Let us welcome Toastmaster Saravanan to read about the timer objective.
Good morning, one and all. As a timer, I will time the table topic speaker, formal speeches and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they left using green, yellow, red cards which denote specific time remaining. In case of prepared speeches, time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I will show green at 5 minutes and yellow at 6 minutes and red at 7 minutes. In case of table topic session, time limit is 2 minutes. I will show green at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and 2 minutes and red at 2 minutes. In case of evaluation session, the time limit will be 2 to 3 minutes. I will show green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravanan. The next role is called as accounter. To play the accounter role, we have Toastmaster Sriram Tyagarajan. Toastmaster Sriram have 25 plus years of experience in IT industry and currently is working as a product head in Secure Solutions based on the Microsoft Azure technology. His interests are in playing violin when we have free time and spend time with family in the hill stations. He is a past president of Madras Toastmasters Club and also he has contributed for 2 YLP programs as a coordinator. Let us welcome Toastmaster Sriram to read out the accounter role objective.
Thanks, Toastmaster Arun, for the introduction. Very good morning, all.
Morning.
Morning.
So the purpose of accounter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and well, but so you know, etc. I will also listen to fillers for sounds like and yeah. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as this means, etc. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sriram. And the third role is called as grammarian role. So today we have Toastmaster Nityashree to play the grammarian role. Toastmaster Nityashree is a computer science and engineering student. She is an avid programmer and gardening enthusiast, and she also likes to read books when she have time. Let me welcome Toastmaster Nityashree to read out the objective of grammarian role.
Thank you for the introduction, GE. The role of the grammarian is to note down the usage of good language, unique phrases and errors in the language. I will also note down the usage of word and theme of the day by all speakers. At the end of the meeting, I will submit my report to the general evaluator. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nityashri. So kudos to all the three role players for clearly explaining their roles and objectives. Now is the time to proceed on the first segment of the meeting. For that, let me hand over the control back to Toastmaster Ajay now, and I will come back later to give the evaluation segment detail. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Arun. The most provocative people in the world are the ones who won't settle for average and have triumphed through adversity. We are most inspired by people who are experience difficulty and never ever given up, whatever the situation may be. Great things never come easy. We must quit settling for the average and strive for the extraordinary. Now, let's start our first session, which is the prepared speech session. Today, we are having 4 speakers. Before I call upon the first speaker, may I request this evaluator, Toastmaster Janani, to explain the speech objectives?
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. A very good morning to everybody. My target speaker, I'd like to introduce my target speaker first. Toastmaster Santosh is a very passionate learner, and his hobbies include listening to music and playing games. The title of his speech today is How to Get an Innovative Idea and Art of Innovation. He is here to deliver his speech on, just one second, I'm so sorry. So the purpose of his project is for the member to understand the types of persuasive speeches and to deliver a persuasive speech at the club meeting. All the very best, Toastmaster Santosh.
This person is a passionate learner, interested in learning new kinds of things. His hobbies include listening to music and playing games. Under your thunderous applause, let me welcome Toastmaster Santosh.
Thank you for your warm introduction, Toastmaster of the Day. Before proceeding to my speech, I would like to share my screen. Hope it is visible and I am audible. Can someone confirm?
Yes, it is visible, team.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, thank you. Before getting to my speech, I want to ask a general question to all of you. How many of you have an interest in pursuing a startup or a business in current now or in future? If you're interested, you can say, oh, it's wonderful. So many of them are raising their hands. So before proceeding, all the businesses and the startups that are thriving in our current markets needs an innovative idea. Without innovation, no ideas are going to be in place or currently in the market. So in today's my speech, I am going to share the learnings that I have gathered from the platform of Think School to how to get an innovative idea that is practically chicken or fact driven. So let's before you are seeing that while most people in this world could say idea needs an innovation, without innovation nothing is possible. This is not only suitable to the startup ecosystem, business ecosystem, in whatever the workplace or in the home or whatever the things we do, we need a little bit of innovation in the things we do, then only it becomes or moves to the next step of things. While most people would say how to going to an innovative idea, the Think School platform, which gives all the case study based method where we could learn so many things from this innovative ideas. Needs innovation. The entrepreneurs, rather than just thinking about the ideation of the process, even though it is a little bit minuscule idea, it needs a large bit of exhibition or large bit of experimentation through the execution part. If the execution part fails, whatever the idea you have, it may be a great idea or wonderful idea, it will fail or it will not thrive in the market that is currently available now. So with the quote of to me, ideas are worth nothing unless executed. They are just multiplier. Execution is worth millions, said by Steve Jobs. So how to get this innovative idea? I am going to share my experience or viewpoint. The first step is to jot down your ideas. Whatever the thing you are working on, maybe in any field or anything you are doing, first you are jot down your ideas of the thing or product that you are going to offer or the service you are going to offer. After jotting down your ideas, think about the customer desirability. What is that means by the customer desirability? Let us understand this word customer desirability with an example. You all know that the hospital consists of an MRI scanning machine, which is known as a technological marvel, was innovatively designed by Doug Lewis. He is a chief architect or designer of this MRI scanner. While he innovated or brought down this MRI scanner, he and his team was waiting for the output of the product, how this is well received in the market. While in the adult generation, all of them are known aware of this MRI scanner. It is to get the disease cured or to get the magnetic resonance imaging of our thing or organs that we are going. But in this case, it is okay. When it comes to the children part, there comes the problem. When the children were going through this MRI scanner, they were horribly terrified with the structure of this magnetic resonance imaging structure. They were something feel like how they could perceive in this, how they were terribly horrified, and the doctors all they were crying and moving away from them. Because of all noting this, Duckley's completely saddened out. Why? I brought out an innovative product that completely failed in the market is not. It's completely failed in the child situation. So in order to, he went to his workplace back to them and think about what I could change something about this innovative product, the magnetic resonance imaging. So he went to discuss with his teammates how he can come with innovative product or how we can restructure this engineering things. After discussing with the engineering things are so many complicated, he went to the doctors and discussed again with the doctors, and he made so many observations with the children how he could perceive those products, and he came out with a well thought out solution. Before thought out solution, the children faced a humongous problem. That means getting the sedatives for going under through this MRI product and MRI product. Then he, after discussion with all those doctors and the persons, he came out with an innovative solutions. This is nothing but what engineering things or nothing change of that. He came out with an innovative solution of, instead of having restructuring its MRI scanning machine, he just brought out this little innovative things in the place of placing the MRI scanner like a pirate ship. If it is like a pirate ship, the children were instructed that they were going through undergoing through an adventurous ride by placing VR camera in their face and going through this MRI scanning. They were all happy. After going through this, Doug Deutsch learned that some of the kids were not properly responding to this. Oh, he thinks, oh, again, what is the problem that is arised here? Then it is they say that the children wants more MRI scanning than the process is now. Even though at first this process consists of so many horrible and desirable things, then he find out this key learning from that experience, how this innovation that has happened. The children that they are undergoing through this are mandatory because of curing their disease, and they are facing an undesirable solution. And he came up with an innovative solution of this product, like without restructuring or any engineering things. He came out with the process of solution, just like changing that room into a pirate ship with the art of innovation. And this method rapidly spread over throughout the world to help those children who are undergoing this magnetic resonance imaging. The two learnings that we can get from here, whenever we are getting the problems with wherever the situations we are, acknowledge the problem and get solved it. He instead of trying restructuring those engineering things, he acknowledges the problem of the kids and solved it with an example of how this could be solved with a small and little bit innovative solution and yet a customer desirable solution. The customer here is the kids that they are undergoing this MRI scanning. He understood this. Instead of making assumptions, he made observations. Instead of just thinking out how he can restructure those MRI machines, he thought of he made observations through the pediatrists who are conducting the child psychology and understanding their behaviors, how they could perceive those kids and get them back to their place and go through this MRI scanning and get their disease cured. So whenever you are going through any certain kind of problems and you are trying to come with an innovative product, instead of just making assumptions, the market will be like that, or he may make observations. By the observations that you are making, you can bring out an innovative product and acknowledge the problem and try to solve. When you try to solve those problems with the observations and trying to understand your customer base, then you can come with an innovative solutions that you are thriving out. So the second step that we are going to see is the minding the gap. Whatever the startup idea or the business that you are pursuing, there will be always a change in perspective from the customer's point of view and from your point of view. Always mind the gap and think about the customer's point of view from their point of view. If you think from your perspective, it will not work. So think about the customer perspective so that you can go even more deeper and get close related to the problems that they are functioning and get close related to the solutions that you are going to offer. The main thing is in this world is that everybody in this world learn how to see. If we are seeing something, we are going to see that as from a customer point of view. What makes the difference from the innovative thinkers from our point of view? Instead of they will think from the customer's point of view on what the customers needed in the day-to-day life or the problems that they are facing, so that the things that are coming through. The example I could give, so many examples that there are in the current market. If we are going to book a movie ticket, that by standing in a long queue or through in this COVID period or any other things that we are facing, there comes the innovative solution of Book My Show and so much other ticket new apps, and that so many things related to this OYO app or hospitality chains or any other we are booking through, that is mandatory, and standing in the line gives an undesirable experience. So giving through this mandatory plus undesirable experience gives us the innovative solutions for our product. By understanding these three things, customer desirability and understanding the mandatory and undesirable experience, we can get to an innovative solution. So what I try to conclude is that problems are the main point, is that which gives us the mandatory situation or not, and that proceeds with an undesirable experience. There is always a scope of innovation for that product. Through that scope of innovation, which gives birth to their life-changing product or service. So is this apt only to the startup ideas or anything? Nothing. Not really. Whatever the things we are doing, if we are attending the Toastmasters meeting, it is like a hybrid meeting, it is an innovative thinking, or whatever the things we do, it all comes up at the final point of time, it is focused on the customer desirability. If you get to understand the customer desirability of those things you are doing and the problems you are facing, then your product is going to achieve its target where it is getting to go. So instead of thinking just about the ideas, think about the execution process that you are working on and how to scale up that product and how to reach the end customers with the customer desirability and minding their gaps. So hope you all can bring out this mandatory plus undesirable experience with the scope of innovation in your future things, and you also become a future leader like Steve Jobs, who is an innovator and an entrepreneur of all time to this extent. And I wish you all the best to your ideas of with the scope of innovation. Back to Toastmaster 3.
Wow, that was a wonderful speech. Now it's time to listen to our second speaker. Before I call him, let me request his evaluator, Toastmaster Kavita, to explain the speech objectives.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests, and my target speaker, Toastmaster PJ Karthik in particular. Toastmaster PJ Karthik is giving his level 2 project 2 understanding your communication style. The title of his project is My Window to the World. And the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his primary roles, and also to share the impact of his style on others. Timer, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster PJ Karthik.
This Toastmaster, yeah, let me introduce you.
TMOD.
Yeah. This Toastmaster is working as a process improvement lead in Caterpillar. His resolution for this new year is doing exercise 5 times a week, speak and meet with his school and college friends, learning Python and business intelligence. His speech title, My Window to the World. Let us welcome Toastmaster Karthik.
Yeah. Thank you, dear Modi. You are able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Yeah. From the moment of our birth, we connect, interact, and collaborate with other people in our life. This connection happens with others through the window called communication. Good morning, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. Just like a window which creates the perception of the outer world, our communication creates the perception of us in the minds of others. Before deep diving into my personal style of communication, let us now understand 4 different styles of communication. They are direct, analytical, supportive, and initiative styles of communication. As a part of this project, I've been asked to fill a questionnaire in order to understand my own personal style of communication. From that questionnaire, I understood that my window to the world happens through 2 primary styles of communication. One is supportive, the other is analytical style of communication. The other 2, initiative and direct, are ranked below the above 2 styles. Let us now deep dive into my window to the world. My first primary style of communication is supportive style. In this style consists of being steady, calm, approachable, and gentle in communication. The person who has this communication will be perceived as approachable, dependable, and a calm and practical person. I exhibit this style of communication primarily in my personal life. Few instances where I've exhibited this style of communication are: during my college days, I used to teach my friends before their exams. So just before the exam, there used to be a big group studying along with me. And I've also stood with them when they were facing tough times in their life. In another instance, there was a friend who required help to clear an interview. I motivated, guided, and helped them to clear the interview successfully. In professional situation, recently I helped and guided a newly joined person on the trainings required and the training materials, and I passed on the required training materials, and I also outlined the learning methodology which I adopted when I joined the organization. I urged him to model his learning style or learning method based on the methodology which I shared. There is another situation where I adopted this supportive style. This instance is very close to my heart. During the second wave of pandemic, my cousin sister lost her husband. In that tough time, I constantly communicated with her. I motivated and helped her to overcome that tough time. There was a situation where she had to give an interview that was highly important for her at that point of time in her life. I helped, guided, and motivated her to successfully clear the interview and grab the job. What is the impact which this style of communication had on me? This style helped me to get the required help from other people whenever I faced the trouble. For an example, the cousin sister whom I helped during our tough time had become my go-to person whenever I face my personal style. I face my personal trouble. So this style, I would put it this way. For me, it is a win-win style of communication. The other primary style which I have is analytical style of communication. This style is being precise, logical, and analytical in your communication. The person who has the analytical style of communication will be perceived as confident, self-reliant, purposeful, and diplomatic person. I primarily use this style of communication in my professional life. I work as a process excellence lead. This involves being part of a temporary team grouped together to solve a particular problem. During the team meetings, during the project team meeting, I ensure that my communication is clear and precise. I use, whenever it is required, I use relevant facts and data to establish a conclusion. Also, during my interactions with my manager, I ensure my communication is logical and analytical. So what the impact which this style of communication had on me is that it helped me to drive the meetings effectively and get a good feedback from my manager. In addition to these two styles, I've understood that there is one more style called initiative style, which I can develop that will help me in my personal and professional life. What is initiative communication? Initiative communicators are sociable, energetic, enthusiastic, and fun-loving person. On the analysis of my personal life, I understood that I'm not an initiator in communication. Due to this, I lost some of my valuable friendships from my college and from my previous work environment. So I've decided to inculcate this initiative style of communication by calling my friends on weekends, as well as participating in the fun activities organized in work environment. This whole exercise helped me to understand my primary styles of communication and the style which I would like to inculcate and develop in myself. I will strive to inculcate this style of communication with perseverance and determination. Our understanding of communication style will help us to magnify, dignify, and signify our daily communication. I've started to refine my communication styles. What about you, my dear Toastmasters? Thank you. Over to TMO.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for that enlightening speech. Now it's time to listen to our third speaker. Let me ask his evaluator, Toastmaster Muthu, to explain the speech objectives.
Thank you, Toast. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yeah, you're audible and visible.
Yeah. Toastmaster Anand is doing project 3 in level 1 in motivation strategies pathway. His speech title is Challenging the Status Quo in Current Medical Practices. The purpose of this project is for the members, for Toastmaster Anand, to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The speech timing is 4 to 6 minutes. Timer, please make note of it. And all the best, Toastmaster Anand.
This Toastmaster works at CIPLA. His interest is towards coaching and guiding the society in health and wellness and create an awareness about disease and its management. His hobbies are reading, cycling, and traveling. His speech title, Challenging the Status Quo in Current Medical Practices. Let me welcome Toastmaster Anand.
Timer, kindly give me a time. I will share my slide. Just a minute. Hope my slide is visible to all.
Yes.
Sorry for the interruption. The time limit is 4 to 6 minutes, right?
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes. In the evaluation, it's mentioned 4 to 6 minutes.
Okay. So, yes. Okay. Timer, you can note. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day and my evaluator for your warm introduction. In today's era, lot of technological inventions are happening. Lot of technological breakthroughs. All are man-made accomplishments. On the contrary, if you see that there are man-made disasters. Per day, they are eating. Instead of eating 3 times, they are eating 4 times or 5 times. In between meals, in between snacking, coffees, teas. Because of that, the metabolic disease has been increasing day by day. The metabolic disease like obesity, diabetes. For females, it is a polycystic ovarian diseases, fatty liver, all are increasing. It's alarming. In each and every problem, there will be some solution. What is the problem? What is the solution for this current problem? Is it medical therapies? Everybody agree with me. It's a medical therapies. But the medical therapies that addresses only the symptoms, not the root cause. That is the major problem associated with the current medical practices and therapies. Let us challenge the status quo. Let us go to the remedy, right? Let us work on the root cause of the disease. That is nothing but our intermittent fasting or therapeutic fasting. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, my topic is challenging the status quo in current medical practices. So, but the word I'm saying fasting, lot of myths are going around. Even today morning, I informed to my mom, I'm going to fast. Today is lockdown. I'm going to do a fast. Arey Baba, don't spoil your health. This is the first message I got from my mom. Second, my wife, don't fast. You will get peptic ulceration. Then my sister, on the other hand, she was telling that the brain cells utilize the glucose as a source of energy. If you fast, you will get mental fog and fainting. Then my neighbor friend, he told that prolonged period, if you starve, all your muscle lasting will happen. You will lose your lean muscle mass. It lead to ugly appearance. You look somewhat sick. These are all the various myths are prevailing currently about the fasting. Let me see what is the therapeutic benefits of fasting. See, one of the renowned doctor is a nephrologist, Dr. Jason Fung. He did lot of research on therapeutic fasting. He told that fasting as well as dietary modification are the two sides of the same coin to reduce the metabolic illness like diabetes, polycystic ovarian disease, obesity, and fatty liver. What he says is that the therapeutic fasting is a controlled absence of the food, especially the calorie containing food and drinks for a specific period of time. The objective of the fasting is that to restore and heal and to promote better health. Also, if you see that, what he says is that in the experiment that he has compared the metabolic rate and fasting. What is the metabolic rate? Metabolic rate is nothing but when we are in resting phase, there will be some amount of energy expenditure. Energy will expand. For example, we are sleeping. At that time, the brain will consolidate for its memory. It needs a lot of energy to perform its cognitive function. For a while, the digestive function has to work. For that, it needs energy. The heart has to contract and relax continuously throughout our lifetime, even during sleeping. It needs larger amount of energy. That is the basal metabolic rate. Even in the resting phase, we need energy, right? Suppose the age advances, right? After 35, 40, what happens is that the metabolic rate slow downs. That's why it leads to various elements like diabetes, obesity, fatty liver diseases. If you see that when you do exercise, the physical exercise, whether if you do aerobic exercise or any strenuous exercise, it reduces the it increases your basal metabolic rate only by 20%, as seen from the chart. And if you take the thermogenic food foods, especially if you take a green tea, black coffee without chicory, it increases the body's heat production. That's why in the resting phase, it burns some of the calories by 10%. But during the fasting, the studies have been shown that the fasting increases the basal metabolic rate by 70%. Right? It increases. What happens to the fasting? Lot of neurohormonal changes take place in our body. In the body, there is one hormone called as human growth hormone that completely elevates, that burns the fat throughout. That's why it increases by 70%. Also, Dr. Jackson Funk, he has done a lot of studies by doing the intermittent fasting. One of the study, he placed a 40 years old man on 14 days fasting. At the end of the fast, the tissue is the same physiological condition as that of 17 years old youth. What is the reason? What is the secret behind that? What is the secret? Let me see that. That is one process called as autophagia, which happens in our body during the fasting, which was it was discovered by one of the eminent scientists called as Oshinori. He's a Japanese scientist. For the invention of this autophagy, he was awarded as Nobel Prize in the year 2016. Let me see more about what is the miracles of autophagia. See that. So autophagia is a process of, in a simple term, cell purification. I will give one small metaphor to understand more. At home, we have not cleaned for 10 days completely, at kitchen, at hall, at bedroom, all right, everywhere. What will happen? The dust will accumulate across the room, hall, as well as in the kitchen. Completely. What will happen? This mosquito that will roam around, then flies that will roam around, then it causes various infection to us, like typhoid fever. If it is flies, because typhoid, and if it is a mosquito, definitely will get dengue fever. Right? Similarly, friend, whatever the food we ate, because of the metabolism in our body, there are a lot of toxin will be formed and accumulated in our body. They are called as metabolic toxin. The metabolic toxins are the root cause for various diseases like cancer, obesity, fatty liver, all these diseases. What happens when we are fasting? What happens, right? The cell, right? The cell is the structure and functionality of the human body that will be under stress. There is no energy. There is no glucose input. So it is in starvation. So what it does is that immediately it will engulfy, it will eat the metabolic toxins which is accumulated in our body, and it recycles. Thereby the cell rejuvenates, right? So that is a process called as autophagy. So because of the autophagy, we can prevent cancer. Cancer, now the incidence is increasing day by day because of taking too much of carbohydrate source. The cancer cell utilize the glucose as a source of energy. During fasting, the absence of food, what happens? The glucose is not available. So what will happen? All the metabolic toxins that will undergo programmed cell death. It will undergo, in a simple term, it will go suicide. It will die on its own. So thereby we can go go for fasting. Then it increases the innate immune system. It enhances our body's own immunity to fight against the various toxins, the environmental toxins and infections, and increases the cardiovascular function. This heart that utilize in the absence of glucose, when you are in fasting, the glucose is not available. The alternate fuel is available at the time. That is nothing but our fatty acid that can be utilized. The heart utilize that fatty acid as a efficient fuel. So the heart increases its function, free from cardiovascular diseases, and also it prevents from aging, right? It can prevent the premature aging, and it prevents the infectious disease, right? Various infectious disease. During autophagy, whatever the bad bacteria which is in our gastrointestinal tract system, that will die. And also it prevents the fatty liver. For the fatty liver, in today's medical world, there is no therapeutic remedy. The universal remedy is that you are fasting, and it prevents the neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's and dementia. These are all the cognitive dysfunction. When you do fasting, it increases your mental clarity and cognitive function. These are all the major functions of this autophagy. So what I am going to conclude is that the feasting and fasting are the two sides of the same coin. Right? See, a lot of celebration is going on in India. On the November month, we celebrated Diwali. In the December month, we celebrated Christmas. In January month, we celebrated New Year. Lot of feasting. But if you do, on the contrary, if you do that fasting, at least 1 month, one fasting, it keeps the metabolic diseases away. Right? Even that great philosopher, Hippocrates, says that the fasting, it increases the mental clarity as well as the physical efficiency. Let us do the fasting and let me remain as fit as fiddle. The fasting rejuvenate, regains, and increases the vitality. Thank you. Over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand, for that great and insightful speech. Next is our last speaker, Toastmaster Arun. Let me ask his evaluator, DTM Sridhar, to explain the speech objectives.
Good morning, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Arun Krishna is giving a speech from the manual Presentation Mastery. The path is Presentation Mastery. It's a level 5 speech. It is project 1. It is about prepare to speak professionally. Prepare to speak professionally. The purpose statement being, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. The member will deliver an engaging keynote style speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The member should demonstrate excellent presentation skills and deliver compelling content. The speech is not a report on the content of the Prepare to Speak Professionally project. Timer, be cautious of the time. The time in the agenda is specified as as about 5 to 7 minutes, but the actual time, this is a longer level speech, it is about 18 to 22 minutes speech, 18 to 22 minutes speech. All the best. Over to Toastmaster Arun Krishna. Oh, sorry. Over to Toastmaster.
TMOD, yeah.
Over to Toastmaster.
This Toastmaster works in Barclays in the supplier management domain. He lives in Pune. His hobbies are public speaking, cooking, and traveling. Speech title, Adversity, the Crucible of Greatness. Let us welcome Toastmaster Arun.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, okay, my presentation seems to be having a lot of trouble. So I'm just going to present my screen, but not keep it in presentation mode, all right? I'm really sorry about this. Please excuse me, my PC is hanging a lot. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Timer, I would request you to please share the things in the chat window, the timing.
Can you go full screen, sir?
No, please share it in the chat window because I'll be presenting. Okay, all right. Good morning, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be speaking at Madras Toastmasters again. I was away from meetings for quite a while because there was a whole lot of traveling going on towards year end, and I had a really busy year end. But I'm really happy to be back again. And I'm also thrilled that the previous speech was about fasting because that's one of my favorite topics. And Toastmaster Anand picked up about Dr. Jason Fung as well, who's one of my favorite people. But in my speech, I promise I'm not going to talk about fasting. I'm going to be talking about feasting. And you'll see why that is later in the speech. And what does adversity have to do with feasting? We'll understand it down the line. The topic of my speech is adversity, the crucible of greatness. Adversity is what creates greatness. Adversity is what powers greatness. Adverse situations are what bring about great people in this world. There's a saying, strong men create great nations. Great nations create weak men. Weak men destroy great nations. So it's a cycle that goes on. And it's very important to understand and embrace adversity in our lives. And that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. Adversity is a gift. There's this beautiful quote in Richard Bach's book, Illusions, The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah. This book is about different subjects. It's mostly about how we human beings are already evolved beings and how everything is in our power. It's one of the greatest and the smallest books that you can read. And every page has a quote on it, which you will remember for life. And you can flip to any page and you will find a solution to some problem you might be facing. It's an almost magical book in the way it is written. In that, the quote goes, there is no such thing as a problem without a gift for you in its hands. We seek problems because we need their gifts. And this is a fact about our existence. We seek out problems. We try to find problems because we have chosen this birth. If you look at the theory of karma, if you look at different traditions in the world, they all talk about how we have actually chosen things even before we were born. We have come here with a desire to learn, with a desire to absorb something. And it is through that process that we grow, that we evolve spiritually and move forward. So adversity, problems are that thing that actually allow us to grow. And we will see as we go along that this is mirrored in everything in our lives. It is mirrored in movies. Have you ever noticed in a movie that there are 3 acts? There is a first act. So many of you might have read this term called the 3 acts in any movie. Have you guys understood it? Anyone have an understanding of this apart from what I've put down on the screen?
No.
So let me just explain this. There are 3 acts in any movie. The first act is the opening narration and an inciting incident. So let's take Iron Man movie as an example. For those who have seen the Iron Man 1 movie, the first act is about how Tony Stark is this rich playboy and he's traveling in the desert and he gets caught by a bunch of terrorists, where he sees that a lot of Stark weaponry is with them, Stark Industries weaponry. So that's an inciting incident. It incites him to take some action. What action does he take? He builds the first Iron Man suit. He fights with those guys. He gets out of the situation. He gets rescued. And then comes the midpoint of the movie. In the midpoint of the movie, his second in command in the company builds another suit and he steals the arc reactor that Tony has built, the improved arc reactor. And Tony Stark doesn't have the skills at that point of time to fight him. He gets defeated in the first round. And then he starts understanding what he needs to do. He takes his old arc reactor, which is less powerful. He uses it to power his suit. And in the climax, he defeats his second in command. And he regains control of his company. And he gains a new understanding that being a rich playboy is not good enough, that he has to be something more. So these are the 3 acts of any movie. And why is it that movies are structured like this? It's because in our lives, there are 3 acts as well. In every situation in our life. In the first act in our lives, typically, we have a situation that comes to us, something that happens where we are trying to understand things, and then an adverse event will happen. Now you might say that that adverse event is other people's fault. It is not my fault. It is something that happened externally. You may start blaming. You may start putting that on other people. And you may say, oh, I cannot solve this. It is not my problem. And that will become your life story. There will not be a second and third act at all other than blaming everyone else. But if you take control of that situation, you take the first baby steps towards changing that situation. You start developing the skills that are required to change that situation. You learn from it. Then you get into that second act phase where you're still working on overcoming that situation. You may not succeed immediately. The hero never succeeds in the second act. But then there are people who come in his life. There are mentors. There are people supporting him or her. And in the third act, the hero always wins. And in your life as well, you will always win if you follow this simple principle of learn from what happened and apply it in your life. And that will be your climax for that situation. A new situation will come after that. There will always be an Iron Man part 2, part 3. There will always be a change. But that show will continue. Your life will continue. And you will face every situation with the confidence that, yes, I overcame this, so I can overcome that as well. And that is the power of overcoming adversity. So let's look at some situations, and let's look at it as why adversity is such a great teacher. Adversity allows us to develop determination. It allows us to develop resilience. It allows us to develop belief in ourselves, and it allows us to develop strength. Think about it. You go to the gym. Most people will drop out. After New Year, there's a huge set of gym memberships that come up. People go and donate money to the gym. I've heard some people say. I was hearing this on a YouTube video recently. So there is a lot of determination at the start, but then that determination starts to drop away because people see, oh, this, I have to spend so much time. They encounter that adversity. They encounter that thing about not having the time to go to the gym. So then they start getting into that state of, I need to drop this off. But then there are a few people who continue, who power past that middle phase where they are getting bored of it or they are not finding the results. That's what resilience is about. And they start seeing the first results. They start seeing that their muscles have grown a bit bigger. They start seeing that they're able to run that much faster. They start seeing that they've lost weight. They start seeing so many results. Then what happens? They develop belief in themselves. They understand that there is something more that is possible and they push harder. They develop strength. And that leads to a lot more confidence, and it goes back to the first point of determination because the determination increases. And that is how adversity pushes us. When you go to the gym, you're putting your body in a state of fight or flight. You're putting your body in a state of emergency by doing all that tough exercise. But that adversity that you put your body in makes your body stronger. And that's the same thing that happens to us both mentally and spiritually when we go through difficult situations. Let's look at a couple of nice foodie examples here, because I love food. As much as I love to talk about health and all of those things, I still love my food. I still cook all my own meals every day because I enjoy the process of cooking and eating. So let's talk about the first story. KFC. How many of you are feeling like grabbing a bucket of chicken today? Just the thought of KFC, right? That whole crisp bite of the chicken, the whole way in which it is put together. But you know, Colonel Harland Sanders, and he wasn't a colonel in the army or anything. It was an honorary title given to him by the state of Kentucky because he became a symbol of Kentucky. He dabbled in so many things over the years. I've put the whole list there. He was a farm worker. He was an army mascot. He was a salesman. He was an amateur obstetrician. He was a lawyer. He tried all these things, even tried political campaigns. Everything failed. Finally, he found some petrol station somewhere on the highway, which was available on the cheap. He bought it. He set up a little restaurant there and he started frying chicken over there. And when he started frying chicken, it started becoming successful. He added more tables to that restaurant. He developed a new process. Just at the time when he set up his restaurant, the pressure cooker started coming in the market. So he said, I don't want to spend 35 minutes cooking chicken in a pan, in an open pan in oil. And he developed a technique called pressure frying, which is in a pressure cooker, you fry the chicken. That's the original KFC technique of frying. And that technique did amazing things for the chicken. It made it more moist on the inside, crisp on the outside. And you can see lots of YouTube videos where chefs have tried this technique and it works beautifully. And that chicken became a hit. But it was a hit only in that restaurant. He wasn't satisfied. He went further. He went to so many restaurants around the country, sleeping in his car in the night and going around frying his chicken in his way and telling them, for every piece of chicken that you sell, you have to transfer so many cents to me. Finally, there were 600 restaurants that accepted, but not before 1009 restaurants rejected him. Despite being successful in his little restaurant where he could have been satisfied, he went around the country doing this, getting rejected by people. But eventually, his franchisee model became so successful, he sold his company first, and then that company further sold it to Pepsi. And today, KFC is the second biggest restaurant chain in the world after McDonald's. All because of the determination of this one man, Colonel Sanders. And all of that came from the adversity that he had in his life. So you can see how beautifully adversity worked for him. And next time you pick up a piece of chicken at KFC, remember him. So, do you think the chicken story is limited to the US or to Colonel Sanders? Well, India has its own chicken story. And where did the chicken story in India come from? It's at one of my favorite restaurants in the world. And that is Moti Mahal, Daryaganj in Delhi. So, Mr. Kundan Lal Gujral, he was a very successful restaurateur in Peshawar at Chakwal. Chakwal is a very famous food destination in Pakistan. And Kundan Lal Gujral was a very popular restaurateur there, and his restaurant food was ordered in all weddings and all places. Tandoori chicken, which he had made over there, and it became a big thing. He dug a huge tandoor in the middle of the restaurant, and in that he used to cook. It was not a tandoor like a drum that you see today. It was dug in the ground. He actually started that tradition. Today in Pakistan, if you see, most tandoors are under the ground. That's how they are built. And Mr. Kundan Lal Gujral was the guy who pioneered that. Come partition, 1947, he had to rush with his entire family to Delhi. And that time when people moved from Pakistan to Delhi, their situation was not good. They were not treated well by the locals. They were not respected by the locals. They had to build everything from scratch. Really hard scrabble existence. And Daryaganj, even today, is not a very easy area to travel in. At that time, I can only imagine how it was. But he started his restaurant with Thakurdas Mago, his partner. And he started selling tandoori chicken there. That chicken became quite a hit. But then he started trying to understand how it is that you can keep leftover chicken moist and use it in a dish. And in that process, he accidentally invented butter chicken by mixing up tomato gravy and butter and cream with the tandoori chicken. And that became an instant success. He set up a little chain of restaurants, and eventually that dish has become iconic in India and around the world. It is so iconic that chefs around the world are coming to India to learn how to cook it. Gordon Ramsay did a segment in his restaurant, learning how to cook tandoori chicken, learning how to cook butter chicken perfectly. Other people, Benazir Bhutto has visited there, right? Ustad Zakir Hussain has visited there. Lot of celebrities and chefs have celebrated this restaurant. If you go to it today, it's an old restaurant. It's somewhere in a corner of Delhi. Many people in Delhi themselves who live in Delhi and NCR don't know about this restaurant. But it is the place where one of the most iconic dishes was born in India. And all of that came from adversity. So thank adversity the next time you tuck into that lovely butter chicken in any restaurant. Thank adversity for that. So, how do you reframe adversity then? We know now that adversity is what actually powers everything. Adversity is what leads to great success. And adversity is what has driven so many people to succeed at doing so many great things. So how do we go about trying to change our mind about adversity? It takes a few aspects to think about. So adversity has to be thought of as a friend. The next time you face a problem, point the finger inwards. Try to see what is happening in that situation. Were you responsible for that problem? Have your actions in some way spawned that problem? And what can you learn from it? Look at it from that perspective. The moment you start seeing it in that perspective, everything will change in your life. I'm going to take a bit of an example for myself here, and I'm going to talk about it from my perspective. So the moment I started taking responsibility for my health, the moment I realized that I had caused that problem in my life of inviting diabetes into my life by eating a very poor diet, not planning the time when I ate, and by not doing anything about fitness or my exercise, that is the time when things changed in my life. And I was able to make the transformations that were required to put myself in better health. In the same way, in all our lives, we have these little problems, we have these issues, we have things that we say, oh, it's somebody else's fault. It's the fault of my circumstances. It's the fault of my inherited genes because of which I'm facing this problem. But if you point the finger at yourself, you realize that that problem, that issue might be something that's born from your own actions or your own way of doing things. And that is what starts the process of building your character. Because the moment you start taking responsibility, you start creating resilience. You create an ability to withstand that situation and manage. You start learning to live with that discomfort, to actually understand how that discomfort is working to make you better, and you start learning to live with it. You start enjoying the discomfort. Just like a bodybuilder learns to enjoy their workout. It draws out inner strength that you didn't know that you had. For instance, I never knew that I could run a kilometer in under 8 minutes. Today, I routinely run a kilometer in under 8 minutes, 7 minutes 30, 7 minutes 45. How am I doing that at 42 years? It's only because all of a sudden I understood I can do a lot more. So it allows us to understand what our inner strength is. It allows you to accept that adversity. Yes, it is something to be accepted. It's something to be thought of as a gift, because that allows you to change for the positive. It brings people into your life who will help you. You don't have to go and make your network. People will come into your life if you're just open about it. They will tell you what you need to do. And you do those things, everything will change. I had 4 or 5 people who came in my life and told me those things. And that changed everything for me. So those are the external resources that you find. And finally, understand that that adversity is a cause for your success. That is what led you to the success that you have achieved. And don't push it away. Don't think, this problem is there in my life. Let me try to push it under the carpet. No, face it. Understand why that problem exists. Try to learn from it and develop. And I'd finally like to conclude by saying that we all need to embrace adversity as a friend. It is an advantage to embrace and not an annoyance to avoid. Don't push your adversity or your problems under the carpet. Take them, take responsibility for them, embrace them, and say you will lead me to bigger things, and you will be led to bigger things. Thanks so much, everyone. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun, for that wonderful speech. Timer, are all the speakers qualified?
Only PJ Karthik and Arun Krishna got qualified. First and third speaker exceeded the limits.
So, fellow Toastmasters, I request all of you to vote for the best speaker. I think the polling will be shown on your screen in a few minutes. We often face large and small challenges. The best way we can overcome challenges is with perseverance. But let us look deeper into what entails perseverance. Let's have a 5 minutes break.
TMOD, can I have 2 minutes so that we'll have a quick introduction of the guests? We do have a few more guests who have joined us late.
Sure.
Thank you, Dinesh. Guest Nisha, can we have a quick introduction from you, guest Nisha? And we also have, okay, guest Nisha. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. I want to introduce myself. Where I am
a quick
from.
Introduction is good. Yes.
This is Nisha. I have known to this club by my senior Deepak Subramanian. He has told me a lot of things that has happened in the club, and he has shared the posters and the meetings that had happened before. I was being quite interested in this club, so I have joined. I already I already coordinated with him for the before events like Care for Chidambaram, which I have conducted in our hometown. Then I was very interested to coming forth for working in this club. Thank you.
So much, Nisha. Hope you have a great time and looking forward to have you as a member.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deepak, for bringing Nisha in. And we have guest Balachandar. Guest Balachandar please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Balachandar and I am from Chennavali and studying in XRM LLB honors. And I got interested in this Toast Club when I heard about it. Today, for the first time, I was very much impressed in how everyone are preparing speeches and innovative ideas. And I thank that for Babu Shankar sir. He introduced me for this Toast Club. So I hope to impress everyone by joining this club and doing the speeches. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Balachandar. Hoping to see you as a member. Thank you, Babu sir, for bringing guests in. So do we have any more guests? I think that's it. Okay, let's go for a quick break and come back. Toastmaster Dinesh, probably we can come back by 11:42.
Yeah, fine.
Thank you, Dinesh.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Kavita ma'am, can we start now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Welcome back. Hope you all had a good break. Now I'm going to have a small type of quiz. So I want to hear answers from you all. Here the question goes. This person is a well-known personality who needs no introduction. There isn't a single person in India who hasn't heard of his name. Many new entrepreneurs look up to him as an example. He is a straightforward individual with a big heart. Even though he came from a wealthy family, he never took that power or wealth for granted. Can any one of you guess who is it?
Mukesh Ambani.
No.
Ratan
Yeah.
Tata.
Yeah, you're right. That's Ratan Tata. If you want something you have never had, or you want to do something you have never done, taking steps out of your comfort zone is pivotal to your own betterment and growth. Next session is one of the most interesting part of our meeting, which is the table topics session. We have a Toastmaster who is an accommodation and counselor. Her Toastmasters journey has helped her a lot to reach out to people and express herself. Let us welcome Toastmaster Subha.
Toastmasters and distinguished guests, let us start 2022 with a lot of abundance, prosperity, happiness, and bliss. I am so happy to meet you all in 2022. In this table topic session, I request all of you to use the word of the day and the theme of the day. Let us embrace resolution with perseverance. Let me enter into table topic session. Let me call upon guest Muthuramalingam. Guest Muthuramalingam. Are you there, sir? Okay, let me go to the next person. Let me call upon guest Nisha. Nisha, are you there? Yeah, ma'am, I'm here. Yeah. What resolution you made in this new year, 2022? Guest Nisha, what resolution you have made in 2022? Okay, ma'am. Thanks for the question. I made a resolution of to work with the flow. That is the lesson learned in from 2021. Because I faced many obstacles from 2021 regarding my placements and the campus issues. So I made a resolution, whatever happening to me, whatever things that happened to me, I have to accept it. Then I want to proceed it. This is the resolution I first made. Beyond acceptance, I want to commit to that work and progress it without any faults. That is the resolution I made from 2021 to 2022. Thank you, guest Nisha. It was a wonderful resolution which you have made for 2022, and all the best, very best for the year 2022 for you. Let me call upon the guest Pineyvale. Guest Pineyvale. Are you there, sir? Okay. Let me proceed.
It's unmuted, ma'am. He has unmuted. Guest
Yeah, I think
Pineyvale.
he's there.
Yes,
Maybe
yes.
message in the chat box.
Guest Pineyvale. How did you spend your New Year Eve? Guest anyway, how did you spend your New Year's Eve?
I spent my New Year Eve. I went to temple to worship and I traveled somewhere as around 100 km.
Anything else you feel like telling, sir?
No, madam, that's it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for conveying how did you spend your New Year Eve. Let me call upon Toastmaster Janani. Toastmaster Janani?
Yeah, Toastmaster Shubham.
Yeah. What is perseverance according to you? Give an example in your life journey where you have shown perseverance. Well, what is perseverance according to you? Give an example in your life journey where you have shown perseverance. Toastmaster Janani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubha. Perseverance. For me, I think that's a word very close to my heart because as all the prepared speeches, especially the one from Toastmaster Arun said, all through my life, I think the lowest points, places where I've felt, why am I stuck here? Why me? Have been the places which have been the turning points, have been the experiences which have been the turning points. And it's only been so because I have stuck there. I have said, I'm not going to give up. I am going to see through it. And from then, anytime, anything that happens, I think the perseverance for me is where I do not give up and I see through it, because I know at the end of the day, it's like a rainbow which has like a pot of gold towards the end. So I think that's what perseverance personally means to me. And one great example would be, I recently had an emergency surgery, and that was the first ever time I have a surgery. I've had a surgery, and I was really scared, but the whole experience of going through it, and I think I was very clear that I would go through with a smile, be very, very strong, because I didn't want my family to be afraid, and I came through that. For me personally, that's been a very evolving experience, and for me that's an experience for something that I would quote perseverance for my own self, and I'm going to use that probably anywhere else that I face difficulty. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and back to you, Toastmaster Shubha.
Guest Muthu is in, ma'am.
Guest Muthuramalingam.
Yes.
Who are two people in your life that inspired you so much and why? Guest Muthuramalingam.
Yes.
Who are the two people in your life who inspired you so much and why?
There are two professors of mine. They inspired me a lot because I learned many things from them, including public speaking. But they were Tamil professors, so I learned how to speak in Tamil in public. And the first guy's name is Dr. Valanarasu. He is residing in Tirunelveli. And the other guy is Dr. Devanayagam. He is residing in Chennai. Whatever comes to my mind, I can directly go to them. I can ask them any doubts, including doubts for my personal life, including doubts in history, in other literature. All those things I can raise my questions directly. They receive my questions very well. And in most of the times, they never get angry. They try to respond. They consider me as a student and they are giving me proper answers. Sometimes their answers, even though they are completely against my thought process, they made me to realize that it is my fault to think in incorrect way. So I feel those two people are really inspiring. Even now they inspire me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience, and it was a wonderful experience too. Toastmaster Deepak. Toastmaster Deepak Subramaniam. Okay.
He's not there in the meeting, ma'am.
Okay. Toastmaster Kavita.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you sing a song, Kavita. Toastmaster Kavita, I know you sing a song. Okay. So kindly sing a song for the new year 2022. Kindly sing a song for the new year 2022. Toastmaster Kavita.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests once again. Okay, sing a song. Okay, my favorite poet is Mahakavi Bharati. So if anybody asks me to sing a song for any year, this is the song I would like to sing. Let me see if I'm able to sing this song. சின்னஞ்சிறு கிளியே கண்ணம்மா செல்வ களஞ்சியமே என்னை களி தீர்த்தே உலகில் ஏற்றம் புரிய வந்தாய் பிள்ளை கனியமுதே கண்ணம்மா பேசும் பொற்சித்திரமே பள்ளி அனைத்திடவே ஆடி வரும் தேனே. Okay, it goes green. So this is a special song. This is a special song for me because this is Navaraga Malika. It has a lot of ragas in it, and of course Mahakavi Bharati's lyrics. So more than telling myself as a software engineer or a project manager, I would like to introduce myself as a parent. So I had a lot of learning as a parent. So this is the song I first taught to my 3-year-old, and she used to sing the full song. I'm very glad about bringing about this song. This song is about how Bharatiyar looks at Kannamma, that Chinnanchiru Kiliye Kannamma. So yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity, ma'am. But that was googly. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Kavita. It was a wonderful sharing, and you are just recollecting all your memories also. So thank you. Nice song and a nice melody song you given us. Toastmaster Sriram. What are the 3 top priorities for 2022? What are your 3 top priorities for 2022? Toastmaster Sriram.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Shubha. Like everybody has their own New Year resolution, I also have my own priorities. The first thing I can say is that the pandemic has taught us a lot of things, and I want to look forward, particularly on the now that I've spent more time with my personal friend. I am looking outwards, particularly on the official front, traveling to customers and enjoying the customer experience. That's one key priorities I have. And the second thing I can say is like going back to my old days. Now that we have gone through these tough times, and I want to spend some time learning something, particularly on music. And of course I started with the violin, and I'm planning to go to the next level, reach a higher stage. And currently I am reached a Geetam in violin, and I'm hoping that I want to probably get into some kind of light music songs with my learning what I had. And third priority I can say is at least do some kind of social service. And being online, you cannot do anything. And it could be that helping somebody in the old age, or it could be some orphans. Try to give the best what you can, and get this done. So I would say all these 3 priorities are the most in my on top in this year. Over to you, Shubha.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Sriram. It was a not three top, it was the even top priorities. It was nice and nice interaction. Let me call upon Toastmaster Soumya. Toastmaster Soumya?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. What are your learnings, valuable learnings in 2021? What are your valuable learnings in 2021? Toastmaster Soumya.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. When it comes to lessons, we have humpty number of lessons each and every day of our life. So when I am asked about this topic, my brain went on a full, scanning mode of, what did I learn? Because not because I didn't have anything to learn, but because I had so many things to learn. And one thing that I would like to pick and let all of us know here is awareness. So I learned how to enhance my awareness, how to practice observing my own thoughts, emotions, and feelings so that I can be more self-aware. So in the past 1 year, I understood how I react in different situations, how I respond to people in my relationships, and how sometimes that evolves into an unnecessary drama in my life. I literally used one of the psychological concepts of transactional analysis, which is drama triangle. I applied that to my relationship with my mother. And I was so amazed that how each and every time I get into a game of building the drama and unnecessarily picking up negative energy out of it. And then I applied and reframed it, and successfully I was able to have a good conversation and communication style with my mother. And with that, I see lots and lots of improvement in my relationship with my mother. So we are together enjoying a lot of love, a lot of good time, good strokes without any drama. And that is keeping me and my mother in a healthy physical and mental state. So this is one lesson that I'm picking up from 2021, to be self-aware. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Toastmaster Soumya for sharing it, and I know it will work very well. Transaction analysis works very well. Thanks a lot for all the opportunity given to me as a table topics master. Due to constraint of time, we are winding up the table topic. Hope all of you enjoyed, and the topics were also, I feel topics were good enough. Thank you. Over to TM Modi.
Thank you, TT Master Toastmaster Subha, for coming up with great topics. Now we are heading over to the next session, which is the general evaluation. Keep on trying the same thing again and again until and unless you feel satisfied. It means keep on trying on your goal with improvement at every attempt by correcting the mistakes from the past experience. Our evaluation session is simply meant to provide that improvement on your goal to become a better speaker. To conduct this session, let us welcome Toastmaster Arun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Day, once again. So now we are going to move into the prepared speech evaluation segment. For the benefit of guests, I narrate it again. We have seen 4 prepared speech speakers today. Now we are going to invite the evaluators one by one, where they will be coming and giving the specific feedbacks how the speakers can improve themselves. So we had Toastmaster Santosh as the first prepared speech speaker for today. To evaluate him, we have Toastmaster Janani Sivaram as an evaluator today. Toastmaster Janani Sivaram is a multi-potentialite, and she is exploring true calling of her life, and she works as a Philips as a transition project manager. And she loves spending time with her 3-year-old daughter Tanmaya, and she enjoys reading books and listening music and writing blogs, dancing and cooking. Let us welcome Toastmaster Janani Sivaram to the stage. Over to you, Toastmaster. Not sure. Janani, are you there? Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. So I'm here to, good morning, everybody. I'm here to share the evaluation of the speech delivered by Toastmaster Santosh on the speech title, How to Get an Innovative Idea Out of Innovation. The purpose of this speech was to explore or see if he could deliver a persuasive speech. And what I think he definitely excelled at was grabbing the attention of the audience right at the beginning. Asking what is in it for me would be something all of us would do before we start paying attention to something. And I think he rightly started that by having an interaction, asking who who would want to pursue a business or who wants to look into something new. And he also included everybody else who did not raise their hands by saying that this is also applicable in every field or every phase of our lives. Moving on, he gave in a very relevant topic. He pursued a lot of relevant content with respect to that, because it's relevant considering India is steadily moving up the global innovative countries ranking. And in a time where there is, in the age of unicorns, and we also see a lot of businesses around losing ground, he beautifully brought in the quote from Steve Jobs, where he said, execution is the key. All of us think innovation is about ideas, but it's all about execution as well. And after raising that problem, it was more like the Inception style, where I love the way he actually raised the question, given the problem, said execution is the key. And the whole content was around what is the problem, how do we actually look at real life, understanding customers, knowing what's the gap, how should we not assume. Sometimes the solutions are very, very simple. And the example of the MRI machine and how it how it was used for children, I think it was a very, very beautiful example, and it did strike that connect with me as an audience. So what I feel you could have definitely worked on was the content articulation. It could have been more precise to drive the point straight. There were examples that I felt you went back to, which you need not have it, because the example that you showed with the slides was excellent. You could practice definitely more on the time slots, considering not just from a speech perspective, but also the attention span of audience is definitely going to be lesser. So it would be good if we could practice that. And also work a little bit more on your voice and tonality quality, and the way you work through the way you frame sentences or the content, a little more focus on the grammatical part of it. And to challenge yourself, maybe you could look at a little more different styles of storytelling and use PowerPoint with timer to sort of help you through go through that storyline in a more effective manner. But all in all, I think it was a very great, wonderful speech. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Santosh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jani, for the feedback and recommendations. Our next evaluator is Toastmaster Kavita. Toastmaster Kavita is there in the IT for the past 13 years, and she is there in Toastmaster for the past 6 years. She is working as a defect manager in a software company, and she is interested in music, gardening, video making, blogging, and reading. So let us welcome Toastmaster Kavita to evaluate the speech delivered by Toastmaster Karthik PJ. Over to you, Toastmaster Kavita.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Karthik PJ in particular. Communication is not about just language and voice modulation. Communication is about impacting others' lives, impacting the society, impacting what is the society? People around us and the extended people around us. Toastmaster Karthik, congratulations for making this project a big success. So I really loved, let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Karthik for bringing about the clarity in this project. And what are the things I liked in the presentation? Let me talk about that first, and then we'll go to the content. I liked the confidence, the way he stood up and gave the speech, and his body language showed his confidence, and the hand gestures were very natural. and the voice modulation was also very good. I liked the clarity in the content. We'll talk about the content later. And there was enthusiasm in his speech. So in spite of preparing so well, that day, if you are not in your form, you may not be able to give your best. So I could see the preparation, behind the screen preparation, as well as the enthusiasm when he was actually delivering it. So these are the things I really liked in his speech. And he ended with that beautiful triad. So it is always interesting to see triads and similes and metaphors in speeches, right? So I really like the triad you used: magnify, dignify, and signify. So when you use a triad, the speech goes to the next level. It is like a jewel to the language, right? So I really like the triad you used in the end. So your body, the conclusion with that triad really made a big difference in your speech. Let's come to the content. So the purpose of this project is to identify a style, the style you belong to, and also the impact it creates on others. So you have identified your style as supportive and analytical. And you have brought in 4 anecdotes. So it's really surprising that within a 5 to 7 minute speech, you brought in 4 anecdotes and you were able to explain it so well. And those anecdotes clearly explained on the impact it created on the people around you and the impact your communication created. As a student, how you helped. I was able to relate to it very well. As a student, how you helped your friends. As a professional, how you helped your friends with the interview process, and how you helped your cousin to come out of that loss. And in the project, how your communication was, if you were able to impress your manager in your communication. So these are the anecdotes and the impact your communication created on the people around you and the extended society as a whole. So these are the things I really liked in your speech. And I was keenly observing for suggestions. Any speech can go to the next level with few suggestions. I felt the beginning could have been powerful and the expressions could have been a little bit more, matching to that body language. Apart from that, I really loved your speech and looking forward for more speeches. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kavita. And next we have Toastmaster Muthu as the third evaluator for today. And Toastmaster Muthu is working as a biomedical engineer at Lotus Surgicals Private Limited at Pondicherry. And his hobbies are reading, listening to audiobooks and courses, and then do blogging. Let us welcome Toastmaster Muthu to evaluate the third speaker, Toastmaster Anand. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Today I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are.
First of all, let me congratulate Toastmaster Anand for completing his level 1 project 3. About his speech, it is a well-structured, well-organized, and well-presented speech. It has the opening, body, and conclusion. What he just shared is an essential message, first of all. He has excellent control over his speech from the start to the end. It is just flawless, amazing. See how much information he has gathered, shared, that are highly beneficial to all of us, reiterating the benefit of fasting. His clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, and creating the interest in his speech is excellent throughout his speech. Slides are carefully chosen. He started his speech with a comparison of latest inventions with the man-made disasters of overeating. Throughout his speech, he explained how disease happens, why intermittent controlled therapeutic fasting is the best solution. He kept the audience glued by providing the facts, causes, benefits. He activated the left brain and right brain and kept us engaged throughout the speech and just keep watching on him what he will provide next. He provided a lot of proofs why fasting is essential, like provided the data from Jason Funk, the scientist. The takeaway from this is the metabolic rate. He explained it beautifully. He had a beautiful conclusion of feasting and fasting. Overall, it is a very well researched, organized, and presented speech. Toastmaster Anand deserves a lot of appreciation for taking his time preparing on this topic. He has exceeded the time limit, but what I can see is his intention is to present this message that is more important to him than become a best speaker. I really appreciate him on this. It is a highly essential topic. So what I see is we are all having King's diet, so that we are getting King's disease. So what Anand reiterated is fasting. It reminds me of our early ancestors who used to fast on Fridays and 48-day fasting. So these are some of the things we left. And also he reminds me of, he shared some message like he tried to fasting, some of his friends, family members refused, showed some reasons why he should not fast. I also tried to fast last week. The same thing happened to me. I tried to fast until the afternoon, until my friend took me to a plow shop. Suddenly I changed my mind. So these things happens. Other than that, my suggestion to him was try limiting his speech within the specified time. So some of converting the technical terms in the simple terms would be something useful. Other than that, it was nothing short of a phenomenal speech, and well done, Toastmaster.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Victor. And we had the fourth speaker as Toastmaster Arun Krishna, who have delivered a speech from the level 5, prepared to speak professionally. To evaluate him, we have distinguished Toastmaster Mathur Krishnan Sridhar. Distinguished Toastmaster Mathur Sridhar is an economist academically, and he has served as financial services sector for more than 30 years. And then he was there into content development for 8 years. And then he is now currently involved in teaching and training. And his life strategies allowed him to retire early, but wanted to share all his life lessons to help others. So his next goal is to conquer to build basic communication literacy for everyone. He has been in Toastmaster movement for more than 12 years. He served as a past area governor and charter member of ELTC. And also he has coordinated various programs like Speechcrafts. And he has gone on to the real stage for more than 400 times and more than 25 times on the virtual stage. And he has made it to the division contest for 4 times and won as a division contest speech champion as a once. And his hobbies are including collecting the stamps and coins. And your Toastmaster journey is really inspiring, sir. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Mathur Sridhar.
Good afternoon, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmasters Arun Krishna's speech on this special thing that is about prepare to speak professionally is a very profound one. Considering the fact that this is a longer duration speech. A speaker is considered to be good when he's got authority on the subject in which he is dealing with. Even more, a speaker is considered to be better when he knows the audience. Herein is a situation where the content is known to the speaker, the audience is also known to the speaker, the sentiments of that is very well brought out. And I could see that the manner in which the speech was attempted was very professional. The introduction of the subject was quite interesting. He did not plunge into the subject straight away. There's something called the setting, that is preparing the mind of the audience to listen. That was done in a very interesting and an engaging way. And I could see the structure was very well done. The style was nice. The scope of the speech was also very nice. And the point was slowly introduced by telling that adversity is a gift. I think that is something, to introduce the word gift and relate it to adversity requires guts, and that was attempted. And even more, one step ahead, he went on to say that we seek problems. Do we really seek problems? We seek problems because we need gifts. And what are those gifts? That became the structure of the speech as such. Adversity powers greatness. And then he went on to say, embrace adversity. I think that those are the connecting aspects in his speech. And I could see that he adopted the technique of the PREP approach, P-R-E-P. That is the point. The point being, adversity is a gift. And the reason he enacted the 3 acts in a movie and then he reframed the concept of adversity. And then he gave the 3 examples. The 3 examples being the KFC, then the the chicken aspect, the tandoori chicken aspect that was in Delhi, and then his own case of conquering diabetes. Those were the three examples that he cited. And then again, the point he came back and said, embrace adversity as a friend. And then you say, learn and then apply. But what I would have loved to see is that instead of concentrating too much on KFC and the aspect of the tandoori chicken, he could have got slides about himself as to how he conquered diabetes. Because we would like to see, have your story. If you don't tell your story, who's going to tell your story? KFC stories are all very well known. We are all aware and people will come to know of it. But I'm interested in knowing your story because that makes value to the audience, especially persons like me, as to how we can conquer diabetes. I think you missed out on that particular thing. That value is something which I really look for, and that I did not get much details on that particular aspect. And secondly, I would request you not to make a reference to the previous speaker. However excited you are, however interesting it might be, you are given a time to speak about your speech. Do not make a reference to the previous speaker's speech. You can give it offline if you're going to say something. Give it offline. Do not utilize the time of this speech and make a reference to that particular thing. And another thing is that if you had told your story, it would have been more credible. People would have enjoyed it. That would have come from a base of authority. Who is competent enough to tell your story much more than yourself? On the whole, it was very well attempted, very professional in nature. It had a good structure, it had a good style, and the scope of that was phenomenal. And I thoroughly enjoyed listening to your speech, Arun Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Mathur Sridhar. Overall, we have heard a lot of evaluation techniques from all the evaluators, starting from the content of the speech and preparations, your delivery structure, your audience awareness, the content structuring. I hope it will be definitely beneficial for all the speakers to further enhance their speaking skills. Now we have done with the evaluation round, so we can move on to further report from the TAC team. To start off, let me call the timer of the day, Toastmaster Saravanan, to deliver his timer report. Over to you, timer Saravanan.
One second. In case of prepared speech session, am I audible? Yeah, in case of prepared speech session, TM Santosh took 10 minutes 32 seconds. TM Karthik PJ took 6 minutes 50 seconds. TM Anand took 13 minutes 21 seconds. In case of TM Arun, he took 22 minutes 28 seconds. In table topic, guest Nisha took 40 seconds. Guest Paranivel took 17 seconds. TM Janani took 1 minute 36 seconds. Guest Muthu took 1 minute 14 seconds. TM Kavita took 1 minute 52 seconds. And TM Sriram sir took 1 minute 44 seconds. And TM Soumya took 2 minutes 3 seconds. In case of evaluation session, TM Janani took 3 minutes 15 seconds. TM Kavita took 3 minutes 16 seconds. Muthu took 3 minutes 10 seconds. And DTM Mathur sir took 4 minutes 16 seconds. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravanan. Now let us hear the R-Counter report from Toastmaster Sriram. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thanks, Toastmaster Arun. Just sharing my screen. Able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So first of all, I would say, great thank you to all the role players today. And being an R-Counter, I got to listen. I would say very rarely you get an opportunity to listen each and every line of the speech. Generally, the persistence is a test here, but I got to learn more. 4 great speeches, 4 great evaluations, and of course, all the role plays excellent. So I would say, Toastmaster Kavita, you had 4 R's, 4 so's. Toastmaster Dinesh, no clutches or pauses. Toastmaster Arun Kumar, no clutches or pauses. Toastmaster Santosh, 9 R's and 11 so's. Toastmaster Karthik, PJ Karthik, 2 hours. Toastmaster Anand, 2 so's, 1 but. Toastmaster Arun Krishna, 4 so's. Toastmaster Janani, 11 hours. Toastmaster Muthu, 3 so's. Toastmaster DTM Sridhar, no clutches or passes. Toastmaster Saravanan, no clutches or passes. And Toastmaster Nityashri, no clutches passes. Shubha, 1 hour and 1 so. Toastmaster Soumya, 1 so. Yeah. So if I miss anybody, probably I can go back to video and collect. And on the whole, it was a great, session so far. Listening to all the great speeches and evaluations. With this, I will hand over to Toastmaster Arun.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Sriram. Next, we have grammarian report. To deliver the grammarian report, let me welcome Toastmaster Nityashri. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, GE. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. So it was great listening to all of your wonderful speeches. So the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Dinesh Shankar, used the word of the day twice and the theme of the day 4 times, as well as words like insightful and entails. So coming to the prepared speech session, the first speaker, Toastmaster Santosh, used interesting phrases like the pirate ship analogy, as well as mind the gap, and as well as words like innovative, horrified, restructure, humongous, and perspective. Toastmaster Karthik used the theme of the day once, as well as phrases like win-win, magnify, dignify, and signify, as well as words like collaboration, perceive, determination, precise, and inculcate. Toastmaster Anand used word of the day once and theme of the day once, as well as phrases like challenge the status quo, intermittent fasting, lean muscle mass, and autophagy, as well as words like contrary, metabolic, cognitive dysfunction, dementia, vitality, expenditure, strenuous, and rejuvenation. Toastmaster Arun Krishna used the 3 acts analogy, as well as words like adversity, crucible, mirrored, evolve, inciting, resilience, and hard scramble. Coming to the table topic session, guest Nisha used the word of the day once, as well as phrases like go with the flow and acceptance. Toastmaster Janani used the theme of the day 4 times. Toastmaster Sriram used the word of the day 2 times. Toastmaster Soumya used unique phrases like enhance awareness, transactional analysis, and drama triangle. Coming to the evaluation session, Toastmaster Janani used phrases like age of unicorns, attention span, and drive the point home, as well as words like articulation and tonality. Toastmaster Kavita used words like triad and metaphor. And lastly, DTM Mathu Sridhar used words like compelling and profound. That's it. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, grammarian Toastmaster Nityashri, and kudos to all the role players, timer, counter, grammarian, for your lead, summarized table structure, and I appreciate your listening skills and effective feedback to all of us. I think the voting has been rolled out. I request you all to take your time and vote for the best table topic speaker and table topic speaker. So it's now time for me to give my observation as a general evaluator. See, today is the first meeting for the new XCOM. So of course we had last meeting as a milestone celebration, but when it comes to the proper structured meeting, this is going to the first meeting for the new XCOM. Let us appreciate for them for all the efforts they have put in place so that they will continue to their leadership skills. And the meeting was planned effectively. The agenda was delivered 3 days in advance, and also the revised agenda sent again yesterday. And there is no dropout from the planned agenda. That's a good start to begin with for this term. And there is a good coordination among all the role players, speakers in the WhatsApp group. What are the things pending items have been discussed and charted out. So the meeting planning and the initiation went well. And coming to the role players as well, the Sergeant Arms has set up the contacts, read out the Toastmasters International Mission, club mission, everything. And also presiding officer has addressed the guests, asked them their introduction. And other role players also went ahead as per the discussions. And coming to the time perspective, there are 2 speakers have exceeded the time today, which is 5 to 7 minutes. Going beyond 10 minutes, 30 minutes is something we need to address carefully, because when it is a prepared speaker, it is not only speaking skills, we are also developing our leadership skills in terms of organization and time management. And timer can be pinned like we do in the contest so that the speaker will be able to see them clearly and it will help them to avoid any timeout. And also like we see in the contest timer, in case if any prepared speaker is sharing their PPT, the timer can change their background and the timer can be pinned so that it will be clearly visible. This is one way we can address this time exceeding concept in terms of the prepared speaker. And coming to the role players, again, it's the responsibility of the entire speakers and role players to complete the meeting on time. In case of any of the segment is exceeding, the upcoming role players, including Toastmaster, a table topic master and the general evaluator has to handle it properly, cut down whatever it is needed, limited, and then look forward to complete the meeting on time. Because the meeting start time and end time also not sufficient. It should be go through according to the schedules. What is the schedule of prepared speech, schedule of the break time, schedule of the table topics, and schedule of the evaluation. So let us target towards that way. Overall, I have enjoyed the meeting very well. Kudos to all the speakers and role players for a fantastic job. And over to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun and other evaluators for that detailed evaluation. Everybody faces obstacles in life, whether they may be small or big. How people react to obstacles are how people react to obstacles placed in their life is what builds people's character. This is where perseverance plays a key role with the help of ambition and goals. The ability to overcome obstacles even when you feel failure is inevitable. Never give up even though the going gets tough. With this note, I would like to return the lectern to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Kavita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh and all the role players and speakers. Let's quickly move on to the guest feedback. Guest Parnivel, can we have a quick feedback about your experience in today's meeting?
Hi, Kavita. Yes, actually, it was good. Actually, how the evaluator actually shown us how the speaker, where they have to stop, where they have to speak. Actually, the good learning for me that for upcoming sessions. Thank you for everyone the feedback and everything.
Thank you so much, Parnivel. Please get in touch with Toastmaster Preeti if you're interested to become a member. Let's move on to the next guest, Muthu Ramalingam. Yes, Muthu, your feedback about today's session. Are you there? Could you please unmute? Okay, let's move on to the next guest. Guest Nisha is here. Yes, Nisha is probably not here. Yes?
No, she is not there.
Okay, let's move on to the guest, Balachandar.
I'm yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Yes, Balachandar.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes, this is my first meeting and I enjoyed the session and I what do you say? Sorry, I enjoyed the session and everyone done well and the evaluators are very precise and they said their own things and also I do say. That's all, ma'am. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Looking forward to have you as a member. So please do contact Toastmaster Preeti in case you want to become a member. And Muthu Ramalingam. Yes, please go ahead with your feedback.
Yes, it is fantastic one. I enjoyed throughout all the speeches today given. And as a bonus, we enjoyed your song as well. Thank you for that song as well.
Thank you, Muthu.
Thank you.
I think Nisha has joined back. Nisha, can we? I think she's connecting on audio. Do we have any more guests, Suhasini? No more guests, right?
Only the 6 members.
Okay, I think we will not be able to take Nisha's feedback. She's still connecting on audio. Okay, it was a great meeting. Thank you so much, speakers and role players. With that, I would like to adjourn our 601st meeting of our Madras Toastmasters Club. See you all in the next meeting. Thank you.
Ma'am, the results,
Can we have
ma'am.
a quick picture? Could you please switch on your camera so that we have a
Results.
Results, ma'am. The
sorry,
results.
I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, let's have the results.
Yes, ma'am. I'll share it now.
Toastmaster Tarun, yes. Could you please share the screen now?
Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes.
The best speaker goes to Toastmaster Arun
Toastmaster
Krishna.
Arun Krishna. Congratulations, Toastmaster Arun Krishna. The best speaker is Toastmaster Arun Krishna, and best table
Topics, Toastmaster Soumya.
Toastmaster Soumya, congratulations. And for the
Best
guest
table
it is
topics.
Toastmaster Muthu Ramalingam. Congratulations. And
The
best
best
evaluator,
evaluator,
Toastmaster
Toastmaster
Kavita.
Kavita. The best role player, Toastmaster Arun for the general evaluator role.
Congratulations.
And the best role player, it's given to TM Nityashree, grammarian. Meeting rating is 1 minute, ma'am. Meeting rating is 4.7, ma'am.
Okay, 4.7 is a good rating. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tarun. This being the first time, you have done a good job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can we have a group picture taken? Could you all please turn on your cameras?
Done, ma'am.
Thank you, Tarun. With that, I would like to adjourn our 601st meeting of Madras Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Let's meet in the next meeting. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.